Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Pause. This is Doug Meyer. I'm going to read you a quote, and I wonder how many of us connect with this. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Do you feel like that? That's from Howard Bell, the movie Network, back in 1976. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Man, it feels like to me that that is, in essence, what so many folks in our world are saying nowadays. So many people are walking this little tightrope or eggshells or whatever you want to talk about of just one poke, one trigger away from just flipping out. All you got to do is turn on the news, right? All you got to do is be aware of your surroundings, and we all feel that energy in the world right now, which, having watched a lot of news over the last couple of weeks and months, really kind of heightened my interest in this whole world of anger and how you feel angry and I feel angry and what we do about it. And sometimes it works out well and sometimes it's a train wreck. So I started thinking about how could we talk about it here on Morning Pause. And as I do with a lot of stuff, I kind of poke it out there on Facebook, and then I just start thinking in my own journey about anger and being angry and where did it start and what do I do with it? And one of the things in my growing up story was you weren't really allowed to express anger. I don't remember there being a message that says you can't feel angry. The outcome just could not be vented or expressed in any way. And sometimes that message was manipulated into a little saying like, well, good Christian boys don't ... express their anger, feel angry, maybe even was told it was a sin to be angry. And, so what did that do to me? Well, that just made me stuff it in. Because just being told it's not good or bad doesn't make it go away, right? But then I also curiously noticed that, some people could be angry. My dad could be angry. And he wasn't angry a lot, but when he was, you knew it. He kind of huffed and puffed and stormed about and all of that. But again, we never talked about it. It was just left kind of out there lingering around. Most of my friends' households were like that, but every now and then you'd come upon somebody who was 180 degrees opposite, and you would go to their house, and people would be blowing and going and hollering and maybe even throwing things. And as a kid, that scared me. It even scares me today when I see people really overtly angry and pound the table or, do whatever it is that is a big expression of anger. I don't know, I don't have the tools to process that at all. So I'm wondering, how and where did you learn to both feel that natural and normal feeling called anger, and then how did you learn how to express it? And did you, or maybe you're like me and you didn't? One of the things I realized more so lately, I don't know that I ever even thought about it when we were raising our kids, but as a dad, I didn't have anything in my toolbox about how to process my own anger. So I didn't have anything then to teach my kids. So fortunately, we all turned out pretty okay. But even today, I have a hard time dealing with what is okay meaning, and even then, what's okay? What does that mean? That you're okay with my expression of anger? I really feel like a lot of us are in the same boat. We grew up with parents who didn't know how to process their anger because they grew up with parents who didn't know how to express their anger. So somebody came up with a bunch of anger rules about when you could express it and when you couldn't and what you could say. And everything in my head said it was bad and wrong and you should just wish it away or pray it away or, not do anything about it. I'd be really curious, maybe you can drop a note in the comment box about what did you grow up learning about anger? I think this is going to be more of a part one to anger, because here's a couple of the things I have learned over the last years of my life and weeks thinking about anger. Not that you can make a blanket statement about this for every little piece, but I think anger falls into two categories: constructive and destructive. And a lot of times, unchecked or unbridled, we end up venting our anger in a way that is destructive. Next week, we're going to talk about constructive anger and different ways, different spiritual leaders from Gandhi, Jesus, Martin Luther King, you name it, have used constructive anger to bring about or prompt change. I wonder, test this little theory with me. What if when kids were in school, and especially even as a part of our imagined parental curriculum, we taught kids about anger. We taught much like we teach even driver's education. I think driving a car is an interesting metaphor to use with anger. You know, it can be helpful. It can be, when used the wrong way, very destructive. What if a kid is taught to have respect for anger, how to use anger, how to moderate your speed with anger, when to tap the brake, when to give signals to the folks around you that, you know, I'm really feeling angry now. And you give them the exact vocabulary to identify emotions that are associated with anger, but that the word anger isn't always the default. Hey, I'm not feeling listened to right now. I'm really tired. I feel like I am at my limit. Hey, I need some space. I don't have the words to express to you right now how I'm feeling, so I'm gonna park the car and I'm gonna get out. Versus, I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna floor the gas and I'm gonna go, you know, 0 to 100 and nothing flat, and I'm gonna leave a wake of destruction. It seems like, and folks, if you're raising a teenager, maybe that's a good little metaphor right now to help them figure out a way to respect anger, to not deny it, but just to know that it's a normal and natural expression of all the different emotional stuff that goes on in our lives. And that tamping away, suppressing it, stuffing it, man, you know, that's a recipe for bad news. That person's going to be sick. They're not going to, emotionally or physically, eventually, kind of like a tea kettle, they're going to blow. And a lot of times it's triggered by a little thing that doesn't have anything to do with the original event or whatever stirred up the anger in the first place. So I want you to do me a favor. Recognize that today is just the beginning of a conversation about our emotions, big emotions like anger. Where did you learn? How did you learn? Did you learn? What are you doing about it? Do you aspire to do different or do better? And if you're a parent, let me know. How do you talk about it with a kid? All the way from 6 to 16, what are you doing about it? Next week, we're going to talk about constructive anger and how we can bridle that energy both individually and corporately as a community to be agents of change. So I hope you'll come back next week. As always, we enjoy our time together. I enjoy our time together in Morning Pause. I look forward to it. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend and let us know what this has sparked in you as you think about your life individually, your life in community. How and where anger is helping you or maybe pulling you down. Take care. Let's have a deep breath and a prayer and a great day. Creator, you made us uniquely and wonderfully simple and at times complex. And one of the things we all feel is anger. And all sorts of different things stir that up within each and every one of us. Help us to be mindful about what it is, to not be afraid of it, where it comes from, and how to use it to continue to grow. Thank you. Hope you have a great day, everybody. Take care.